Is ice bad for your ankle sprain? We're gonna go over this question in this video. My name is Dr. Marco Lopez, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, and co-founder of the Basketball Doctors. So when it comes to an ankle sprain, a lot of people often ice right away. And when we talk about ice, we need to understand what ice really does when you have an ankle sprain. So when you sprain your ankle, one of the biggest things that affects a lot of people is the inflammation. And that inflammation swells, it's that swelling of your ankle, and that limits your motion. It's painful, and it limits your ability to walk and move around. And one of the biggest things that people start doing right away is icing. So we're gonna go over why icing may or may not be the best thing for you. So when it comes to icing with your ankle sprain, as we talked about swelling, a lot of people think that ice is gonna decrease the swelling right away, and we wanna decrease the swelling, like eliminate it completely. But swelling's part of the healing process. Early on, there will be swelling. What you wanna do is you wanna limit the excessive swelling. So swelling's gonna be normal. We just don't want that excessive swelling that's gonna cause more pain, limit motion and everything. And then when it comes to icing research has shown doesn't really decrease swelling as much. But what it does is key. It decreases pain. So it has that analgesic effect. And that decreasing pain is huge because it's gonna allow us to do other things to help decrease swelling. So after you sprain your ankle, icing, we still recommend it, but here's some other things you want to pair that up with. So the first thing we want to pair ice up is compression. So after you sprain your ankle, obviously you got to rule out a fracture, and we have a video too. Click the description below to rule out a fracture of an ankle sprain or not. When we sprain our ankle, we want to have that compression. So if we use ice, we add in compression as well, because the compression is going to push the fluid out. It's squeezing that ankle. So just a whole compression sock or just a compression ankle component is great, but you want some compression that starts in the middle portion of your foot or right at your toes and then goes up past your ankle. That compression is gonna be key to driving up that swelling away. The next component is, now that you have compression, you wanna work on some elevation. You wanna get that foot above your heart, because as you notice, if you ever sprained your ankle, and it's happened to me before, you sprain your ankle, swelling's going down, and you start walking on it or you're on your feet, and then at the end of the day you're like, what the hell just happened? My ankle's just swelled up. Because when your foot's below your heart, it's hard for that fluid to come back up, and the fluid pulls up. That's what we want to have early on. We want to stay off our feet as much as we can for a prolonged period of time. We want to just have short intermittent bursts of you on your feet. You want to spend a lot of time in elevation. Let that swelling go down. You could stack up some pillows, lay down on your bed or lay down on the floor, throw your foot up in the couch, but just get that foot elevated with that compression. All right, guys, and the other one that we're going to go over is movement. So we want to get some movement early on in an ankle sprain. And this is where ice plays a huge role, because when your ankle is swollen and let's say you don't use ice, it's going to hurt. But if you use ice, it will decrease your pain, and it's going to give you some confidence. And also, because there's less pain, you're going to be able to move your foot, and we want to get some movement, especially getting that calf pump working. So we call these gas pedals. So, when you're elevated, you want to move your foot up and down. So plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. And when we do that, we're going to be working the calf muscle, which is going to help drive fluid out of that ankle. So getting some slight movement. That doesn't mean you're running, you're using a bike, just pushing down like you're driving a car up and down. That's enough movement early on to help drive some of the fluid out of the ankle there. All right, guys, so just to recap. So when it comes to ankle sprains, ice is good, but it shouldn't just be the only thing you use for your ankle sprain. You want to add in some compression, elevation, and some movement, meaning pushing your foot up and down. You even have some resistance there just to drive that calf pump there. And when it comes to ice, like I said, it's going to help decrease pain to allow you to do these things. But just doing these things will not get you on the court. You have to do your rehab. And that's where we have a great online ankle sprain rehab program. Click the description below. You can do it all at home, and you don't want those reoccurring ankle sprains. That's why you got to jump on your rehab early and often. Comment below if you use ice for your ankle sprains and why, and does it help? If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. We are the Basketball Doctors. Let's ball for life.